Hello, Moby.
Hi.
How's your South by Southwest experience been so far?
It's been wonderful, but I think I've basically been hungover from the moment I arrived. Like my entire time here is just sort of like this back and forth between like drunk, exhausted, hungover. So I don't really know what it would be like to be here and be sober.
So, tell me about the Lou Reed incident.
Well, I met Lou years ago. I was renovating my studio, and he was renovating his studio, and somehow he heard I was renovating my studio, and he wanted to see what I was doing, and he came over, and somehow we became friends. And so we've done a lot of things together over the years, and yesterday he was being honored by South by Southwest, and so a lot of people came down and did covers of Lou Reed songs, like, Thurston Moore, and who else was there? My Morning Jacket.
Yeah, that could be.
And just a whole bunch of people. And I was surprised and honored and flattered that Lou just wanted to play with me. So he came out at the very end, and we did Walk on the Wild Side.
Nice.
Without having rehearsed it. And so it started out just the two of us, and then my friend Darren came up and started playing guitar, and then my friend Aaron came up and started playing drums, and Lou taught Aaron how to play the song on drums while we were playing it in front of the audience, and it ended up being this sort of like punk rock maelstrom version of Walk on the Wild Side. And when it ended, Lou threw up his arms and said, "I love punk rock." It was really funny.
That's a nice moment.
Yeah.
That's a nice moment. And picking a track like that as well.
And I've had, when I was 15 years old, I was a music fan in the suburbs, and I never thought I'd have a record contract. I never thought I'd travel. I never thought I'd meet my heroes. And then I think about experiences like that, and like playing Walk on the Wild Side with Lou Reed, or one time I played Heroes at Carnegie Hall with David Bowie. I sang a Joy Division song with Joy Division, playing Me and Bobby McGee with Chris Christopherson. So just like amazing experiences. And if you had come to me when I was 15 or 16, sitting in my bedroom listening to records by my heroes, and said that I would ever even meet these people, I would have been, there's no way I would have believed you.
It's not a bad life.
It's disconcerting, though. Like, it really, yeah, it is completely disconcerting, because I thought that my life was going to be spent maybe like teaching community college and making music in my bedroom that no one would ever listen to. And I really never expected to have a record contract or ever even be able to make records. So the whole thing still surprises me.
So is this your first time at South by Southwest? Have you kind of been here before?
I think the last time I was at South by Southwest was about 8 or 9 years ago, and it's gotten a lot bigger since then, but it's still somehow managed to retain its sort of like indie ethos and indie spirit. Like Sundance, for example. The first time I went to Sundance was about 15 years ago, and 15 years ago Sundance was just nice, nerdy indie filmmakers trying to show each other their films. And there were no stars there. There was no Hollywood presence. And I went this year, and I get there, and Paris Hilton is driving down Main Street in a convertible waving to everybody, and 50 Cent is playing a show in a bar, and U2 are debuting their new movie. And I'm like, oh, so the indie ethos seems... I still love Sundance, but it's become a completely different thing. Whereas South by Southwest is still... It's huge, but still feels kind of like quaint and true to the original indie ethos.
Because everyone's saying that the film festival here at South by Southwest is going to rival Cannes and rival sort of Sundance. Because you were here promoting Moby Gratis.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about that.
Well, I started a website about 6 months ago called mobygratis.com, where I give free music away to film students and indie filmmakers. Because I have a lot of friends in the indie film world, and their biggest complaint is that licensing music for movies is really expensive and difficult and time-consuming. So I started this website just to give away music to, aspiring indie filmmakers.
A nice thing to do.
It's also a little bit selfish because it's a way for me to take my more sort of, some experimental, more abstract music that I make and actually find a home for it.
Okay.